Hi everybody. Today we're reading Ruby Hears a Knock. Look, I wonder who Ruby is. Maybe a fox. Yeah. The author of this book, the person who wrote all the words, is Dr. Susan Larson Kidd. She works here at Masonic Children's Clinic too. The photographer, the person who took all these pictures, was Richard Hogue. One day, Ruby the red fox was in the forest free when she heard a loud sound coming from a tree. Listen. Knock, knock, knock. Ruby said, "Who could that be? I will go. I'll go and see. I wonder who makes a knock." I don't know. Here's Ruby. She says, "Do you knock?" I don't knock, but that's okay because my call is J, J, J. You try that bird's call. J, J, J. All right, Ruby kept walking. Here she is. She asked the owl, "Do you knock?" And the owl said, "I don't knock. Yes, it's true, but I call. Who cooks for you?" You try that owl call. Who cooks for you? But who knocks? I don't know. Ruby kept walking. Here she is. She asked this bird, "Do you knock?" I don't knock while in the tree. I just sing chickadee-dee. You try that sound. Chickadee-dee-dee. Ruby kept walking. Here she is. She asked the coyote, "Coyote, do you knock?" And Coyote said, "I don't knock," said with a scowl. That means he was mad. "All I do is yip and howl. Ow! You try that. Yip and howl. Ow!" But who knocks? Here's Ruby. She asked this crow, "Do you knock?" And the crow said, "I don't knock when I open my jaw. I just call out, caw, caw, caw. You try that bird sound. Caw, caw, caw." Ruby kept walking. Here she is. She asked this wild turkey, "Turkey, do you knock?" And the turkey said, "I don't knock," said with a wobble. "I just yell, gobble, gobble, gobble. You try your turkey sound. Gobble, gobble, gobble." But who knocks? I don't know. Ruby kept walking. Here she is. She asked these ducks, those are called mallards, "Ducks, do you knock?" And they said, "I don't knock, but I don't lack. Loudly I say, quack, quack, quack. You try your duck sound. Quack, quack, quack." Ruby kept walking. Here she is. She saw this bird. This is a yellow-bellied sapsucker. And Ruby said, "Do you knock?" And the bird said, "I do not knock. I'm close to that, for I drum rat-a-tat-tat. You try your yellow-bellied sapsucker sound. Rat-a-tat-tat." But who knocks? I don't know. Ruby kept walking. Here she is. She found a frog, a bullfrog. And she said, "Bullfrog, do you knock?" And the bullfrog said, "I don't knock, and that's no joke. All day long I croak and croak." Do you have a frog sound? Croak or ribbit? Ruby kept walking. Here she is. She found a hummingbird. a ruby-throated hummingbird. And Ruby said, "Do you knock?" And the bird said, "I don't knock. I'm not a drum. The sound I make is like a hum. Humming is a sound like this. Hmm. You try to hum. Hmm. But who knocks?" I don't know. Here's Ruby. She found this big bird, eastern kingbird. And Ruby said, "Do you knock?" "We don't knock," said the birds. "We can peep. When hungry, we say, cheep, cheep, cheep." Oh, Ruby's talking to the babies. You try your baby bird sound. Cheep, cheep, cheep. So Ruby kept walking, and she found a red squirrel. And Ruby said, "Do you knock?" And the squirrel said, "I do not knock, but can't be missed. Hear me stitter. You try that squirrel sound. Ready? But who knocks? Here's Ruby. She found a downy woodpecker. That's another type of bird. And Ruby said, "Do you knock?" And the bird said, "I don't knock, and I don't slurp. I peck trees, and I say, chirp, chirp, chirp." You try your downy woodpecker sound. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Ruby kept walking. She found a black bear, and Ruby asked, "Do you knock?" And the black bear said, "I don't knock, but very soon you'll hear me huff in the afternoon." So sometimes bears make that sound, huff. You try that, huff. So Ruby kept walking. But who knocks? I don't know. Here's Ruby. She found this big bird. It's a pileated woodpecker. That's a long word. Pileated woodpecker. And Ruby asked, "Do you knock?" And here he is with his big wings open. The pileated woodpecker said, "Yes, I do. Yes, I knock. I do. I'm the one who knocked for you. But all the forest sounds are best. So thank you, Ruby, for your quest." The end.